Barnes & Noble is to me what Walmart is to the average everyday person. I literally can never just go in and get what the I came for. Hey everyone, it is Lisa Marie Early, writer, poet, and entrepreneur of LisaMEarly.com, and I am back with another AuthorTube video. So this past weekend, I went to Barnes & Noble basically on an impromptu trip. I initially went to only pick up 2 things. By the time I left out of there, when I tell you I had 6 items worth more than $100. Totally not what I went in there for, but I got a lot of good things, and I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to kind of bring you guys a haul. That's not something I've done yet, and I kind of want to give a variety in the type of content that I'm providing for you guys. I'm going to start off with the 2 items that I initially went to Barnes & Noble first. So we're just going to get those out of the way. Okay, so initially I went to Barnes & Noble for this baby right here, which is Stephen King's latest novel called The Institute. I believe it came out on like September 9th, but earlier this month, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it came out around the 9th. If you guys have seen some of my previous videos, then you know that I am a big fan of Stephen King. I love his work, and this book in particular intrigued me because, like it, which is my favorite work from him, it revolves around kids, and I just love stories that revolve around kids. Not to say that I like kid stories, like I want to sit around reading kid stories, but I like adult type fiction that is child-centered, if that makes any sense. So basically I got this book. Obviously it was on the bestsellers list. It was 30% off at Barnes & Noble. So initially it retailed for $30, but I think I paid maybe around 20, maybe a little more than 20 for the book once they took the 30% off. The second thing that I went to Barnes & Noble to pick up was this dotted journal. It is made by Electrum. It is Electrum 1917. Excuse my pronunciation. I may be butchering the name of it, but I do believe it's in German or Russian or something like that. So excuse my pronunciation. And the reason behind me getting this particular journal was because I've recently gotten into bullet journaling. Like I have a whole separate bullet journal that I use just for my personal and like everyday scheduling and stuff that's not regarding to my writing. But this particular bullet journal is for a novel I'm already working on called The Lick. I'm going to give you guys some updates in the next video as to where I am with the projects that I initially told you guys that I was working on. But this particular bullet journal is for a novella I'm working on. It's not the novella that I initially mentioned, I think, in like my first couple of videos. Over the last few weeks, month or so, I made a lot of changes regarding where I want to go in my writing, and unfortunately I kind of had to axe the urban fantasy novella for now. Not saying that I won't eventually circle back around to it, but my heart was kind of going somewhere else. Like every time I was sitting down to work on that particular project, like it was pulling me more toward the project that I'm currently working on now, that I'll tell you guys about probably in the next video. But basically it's a bullet journal. It's pink. If you guys, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but if you can't tell, I do like the color pink. It's one of my favorite colors, pink and black. And basically it's just a blank notebook, but instead of lines, let me put this down. But instead of lines, it's like little dots. I don't know if you guys can see that. And basically, this is how the bullet journals that I've been seeing other YouTubers do and other author-tubers do. This is the type of bullet journal they use. And I find that because it's a dot, it has like that dotted thing going on, it's like really easy to like draw and line up things and kind of like set it up the way you would want to, easier than it would be with lined paper, and it also looks better aesthetically as well. Basically, yeah, I've already started like getting some stuff in there. Like there's the index and whatnot. I have a so far this is basically just like a lot of reference stuff. It doesn't have like any of the meat and potatoes as my actual novel. I also plan on using this in Preptober as well as during NaNoWriMo. So this actually came in handy. I got this now so that it can kind of assist me with during the next couple of months as I'm participating in NaNoWriMo. I don't know if you guys are interested in like a flip through. I would say at this point it's kind of too late for me to show you a breakdown of how I kind of set up my bullet journal because it's already been started and because it's my first time, and I kind of want to get this one out of the way before I went through like a step-by-step setup of how I actually go about setting the bullet journal up. But I would definitely not have a problem with like doing a video, kind of doing a flip through of what I have in my bullet journal and things of that nature. So if that's something that you guys will be interested in, just let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to get with you on that as soon as possible. And in the future, as I'm working on my upcoming projects, I can do a whole setup of the bullet journal then, as I'm starting off fresh. Next, I got this book called The Uglies by Scott Westerfield. I think this is like a young adult book. Basically, I was listening to a podcast. What's the podcast called? I think it's called I Should Be Writing. Basically, it's a podcast. It's usually around 15 minutes, and it basically goes over a book of the week and gives writing tips geared towards specific subsets of the craft. Like one day they might be talking dialogue, next day they might be talking character development, the next episode might be on world building, things of that nature. But basically, I was listening to an episode and this book was mentioned as a good urban fiction novel to check out, because like I said, they do a book of the week. So this book by Scott Westerfield called The Uglies, and I believe it's a part of a series. Yep, it's a part of the series. This book is actually the first book in the series, and there are a total of 4 books in the series. Next, now this isn't for me. I actually came across this book and I probably never mentioned it, but I have an 8-year-old niece. Her name is Paris, and I thought this would be a pretty cool book to give for her. It's called Hair Love by Matthew A. Cherry, and it is illustrated by Vashti Harrison. And obviously it is a book geared towards little black girls and them embracing their natural hair. As a black woman, and as a black woman who has ethnic hair, I'm sure you guys noticed by now that I wear my hair in braids a lot, and when it isn't in braids, it's usually pulled back into a bun. But I am big on natural hair. I have long, healthy, natural hair, and that's something that I want to promote in my niece. She's also natural as well, thank God. Her mother, she's actually my niece through my brother, but thank God her mother never put a perm in her hair like our mothers did to us when we were around our age. I really like the fact that she's natural, so I kind of wanted to give her this book to help her embrace her natural beauty as well as promote literacy in children, because that's something I'm big on. finally, this is kind of out of the ordinary for me because, like I said before, I'm really big on fiction. I really don't get into nonfiction, things like biographies and things of that nature. I didn't get into them until lately. Like a lot of my friends who are readers, they're always like suggesting biographies to read. And now that I've gotten into reading them, I'm happy that I did. I read the biography of Afeni Shakur. And I just fell in love with that woman's story. Like, she's such a strong woman. And ever since I read that one, I've kind of just been really trying to focus more on making sure that I'm reading biographies and nonfiction and not just sticking in fairy tale land like I tend to do. So basically, this is the autobiography of Assata Shakur. For those of you who may not be familiar with Assata Shakur, she is a black revolutionary from the 60s and 70s. And basically, she was a part of the Black Panther movement. Not to be mistaken with Afeni Shakur, who was Tupac's mom. This is someone totally different. And right now, Assata is actually, I don't know if it's called exiled or whatever, but she's basically hiding out in Cuba because she's a wanted woman here in the United States. Lastly, this is not a book, it's a bookmark, but I thought it was really cool. It's a bookmark that says, "I like big books and I cannot lie." Let's put it a little closer. If you're a late 80s baby, early 90s baby, then you probably recognize this phrase from a popular Sir Mix-a-Lot song called "Baby Got Back." In that song, the lyrics are, "I like big butts and I cannot lie." And I liked that song when I was a kid, and I just thought this was a really nice play on words because I do like big books. So I thought it was cute. It has a little red tassel that kind of goes with the red lettering that's in the bookmark itself. And I thought this was really cool. I don't remember how much this cost, and I can't find the receipt right now, but I'm sure it wasn't that expensive. So if you're the type of person who likes bookmarks like I do, like Barnes & Noble has a really great selection of bookmarks with catchy phrases. So I would encourage you to check them out. All right, everyone, so that is my haul, my first Barnes & Noble book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have not already done so, I encourage you to subscribe as well as like and leave a comment below. Also, be sure to share the video too, where you can. To get more of me outside of YouTube, be sure to check me out on my social media platforms. I am on Twitter and I am on Instagram. I also have a website. Links to my website as well as to my Twitter and Instagram page will be listed below in the description box. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.